Okay. As I said, we did what the Most High would have us to do. When you look at our story and you understand you have to separate yourself from this world to look at the world that we're supposed to be operating in, coming back to our world, our culture as Israelites, we did what the Most High told us to do. We wasn't disobedient. Look at, get right to the point, look at 1 Ezra 6 and 7. This is when we had married these strange women of other nations. It says, so Ezra rose up and said unto them, ye have transgressed the law in marrying strange wives. See, like King Solomon did. Therefore, to increase the sins of Israel. Most times not with interracial marriages. No matter how you want to look at it, you can't find it in this Bible where it's satisfactory with the Most High. Once he gave us these laws. Listen what it's saying. And now, by confessing, give glory unto the Most High, power of your fathers, with the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and do his will. This is the will of the Most High. And separate yourselves from the heathen of the land and from the strange women, right? And so, this is what we did. Verse 36. All these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. So they put them away with their children. That's what the Most High said. That's the will of the Most High. That's what they did. That's what we did as a people. Now, I made a statement. I was talking about, strangers, these other nations, and I talked about strangers being Israelites. And if they act like the stranger, what's the difference? If you act like the strangers and you act like the stranger would have you to be, then what's the difference? What is the difference? There's no difference. Look at an example of we as a people, we deal with, when you go to the laws of the Most High, go to Leviticus 17 chapter and verse 1 and 2. It says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Leviticus 17 chapter 1 and 2, speaking to Aaron, who was a priest. Aaron was Moses' brother, and unto his sons, and unto all the children of Israel. So all the children of Israel, Aaron and his sons, and all the children of Israel, Most High is telling Moses to speak to, and say unto them, this is the thing which the Most High hath commanded, saying, okay? This is the thing that the Most High has commanded, saying. Now let's jump down to verse 12. It says, therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any strangers that sojourn among you eat blood. So he's talking to the children of Israel. So that's a stranger of Israel. It comes among us, a stranger is somebody you don't know. They come among you, they Israelite, you don't eat blood just like we do. You see, so, and whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catches any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall eat, even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust. What is the life of the flesh? The blood of it is the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth it shall be cut off. See? So clearly it's letting you know we ain't supposed to eat no blood. So when you look at Esau, just looking at him alone, he sold his birthright for some rare meat. Now how do we like his meat? Cooked. Rare. The blood showing forth. So it can't be talking about them for sure. Other nations eat all kind of madness, you know. Look at Genesis 25 and 30. Esau said unto Jacob, and Esau said unto Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. Red pottage. Keep that in mind. The pottage is red. This stew he's making. For I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, right? So, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So people say Jacob stole the birthright, but Jacob's telling him, sell me this day, because understand this, the Most High already said, the elder shall be a servant to the younger. He already said that before they were even born. How he's going to do it, his ways and thoughts are not our ways and thoughts, but he's going to make it happen. His word does not go out void. He is not a man, he should lie. And Esau said, behold, I'm at the point to die. He ain't ready to die, just hungry. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. See? So, go to Hebrews. Let you know what that red pottage was. You think about how they like to eat their meat. Hebrews 10 and Hebrews 12, Salakia, and 16. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator. That's what we talking about. That's part of what we're not supposed to be doing, become that new man. Or else you're going to be a goat. You're going to be with the goats. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat, sold his birthright. So we know that the meat was what? Red. I was looking at the pot, it was red. Give it to me. I don't care if it's cooked or not. That's why his name is called Edom. Red. He sold it for some red meat. Don't they like their meat rare? So that's why I say you got to look at this. The law says no blood. They like it bloody. So that's why I say you got to look at this. The strangers, talking about a stranger, that's to give you the example of a stranger of Israel that sojourned among us. Because he's from the start, he liked his meat red. Rare. Go back to Proverbs. Proverbs 2 and 19. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life. You go unto her, you're going to be led astray. It's going to be hard for you to come back to the paths of life because you don't want to stray, right? When you go astray, it's hard to get someone back on track. I tell you, boy, the scriptures answer all things. And that's one part that you're looking at that's really hard for our people to understand and trying to, get them to come back on the right path because they went off. But the Most High told us in 2 Peter 2 and 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, the pollution is nasty. You escape the pollution of the world. through the knowledge of our Master and Savior, Mashiach Yahushai, learned of him and learn the right way. They are again entangled therein. You go back into dealing with, becoming that old man, dealing with these heathen nations, women, or these heathen nations, men, for you women. They are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning. See, the latter end is worse for you than the beginning. If you stop dealing in this truth and go back out there in the world. See, people go out there in the world, oh, let me check, let me feel it, then they get that heat, get that fire get on their butt, then they want to come back, running back. That's why I say seek them 10 times more. You wasn't doing enough. If you were doing enough, you would have never left. But you wasn't doing enough. That's why I say seek him 10 times more. You take a lot of work that you got to sacrifice to prove yourself approved unto the Most High. Understand this, overstand this. It had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. Commandments, them laws that was given to you. You know right from wrong. You done heard what's right from wrong, and you still do wrong and say, oh, the Most High ain't gonna deal with me. You got to twist it. Most High long suffering, but hey, we all got to pay. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul, the nasty, funky, McNasty pig that was washed, he was cleaned up through the word. Mashiach Shai said in St. John 15:3, now you are clean through the word that I'm speaking to you, which is the word of the Most High. And the soul that was washed to her wallowing in the murk, back in the slop, eating out of doo-doo. That's how he look at you. It's like you just eating doo-doo. Eating out of you might as well use the crap, put your food on top and then eat your food. That's what he said. That's what they do. That's what pigs do. You can't get no nastier than that. I got to give it to you raw. Because that's how he's giving it. A pig wallowing in her murk, her slop. Eating out of her slop. Drinking out of her slop. Everything you think of right there. Cold. Cold, cold, cold. And that's why we have to be fine-tuned. And always examine ourselves so that we not really make sure that we don't backstab or backslide, as they call it, and stab the Most High in the Mashiach Yahushai in their back. They turn from us, you done turn your back away from them, they turn from you, you stab them in the back. Proverbs 26:11. And it's still dealing with lust. You got to look at the verdict of it too. As a dog returneth to his vomit, as we just read, so a fool returneth to his folly. So a fool go back to the things that they were doing before. Outside of this truth. That's sad, but it's real. It's real as real could be. That's why we got to change. It's all about change. And don't be caught in this lustful lust of the flesh that's set up to send you straight to hell. Go to Proverbs, the 5th chapter. Proverbs 5:3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. She got sweet words to tell you. Telling you just what you like to hear. But this is an adulterous woman. Adulterous, as the Most High call them in his word. She drip honey. And her speech is smoother than oil. but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Wow, sharp as a two-edged sword. Man. This is serious. But in the end, she's bitter as gall, sharp as a two-edged sword, cut you this way and that way. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. Because she's a worldly woman. And all you women that want to be worldly, this is you. That's why I say you're a strange woman of Israel. Or you're a strange woman of these other nations. Either or. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. You hear that? Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. Her steps take on to the grave. Really? Lead you right to the grave. And after that, the judgment of you going into hell behind following her. Following what it is that she has brought forth. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. You know, she maneuvering. What he says, she can maneuver. And you don't know them because you got to be really caught up in, because, you know, once you come into the truth, a lot of brothers become L7. So, you don't really, you come a square. A lot of you forgot about the world. That's why Mashego Shai, I can understand why he said the children of the world are wiser than the children of light. Because a lot of you forgot about it, or you come in and you'll never change. You never become that new man. You still in the world. You just got a Bible, you know, precepts. But you still in the world. And those of the world gonna recognize this type of woman. This is where they came from. They never left from being this way. Some of you still dealing with prostitutes and whores and so forth. But this women of the world, period. You call yourself being in the truth. But you can come one with that spirit. But her ways are movable. I mean, she's maneuvering. And you cannot know them. She plotting. In other words, she plotting on the moves she gonna make on you. You see it on the movies all the time. You see it on TV all the time. In movies, you go to movies, you see it all the time. This is what the Most High say. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and we the children of Israel, and depart not from the words of my mouth. He said, don't depart from the words of his mouth. Understand this. Say, remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh, which means near the door of her house. He said, remove thy way far from her. It says, keep your path away from her, and come not nigh, which means near the door of her house. Don't go to her house. Don't come near her house, he's saying. Near the door of her house, to go in. Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Hear that? And your years unto the cruel. That's deep. You give the best strength to others and your years to one who is cruel. Who is cruel. That's why the Most High told us, look, go to Baruch, the 4th chapter. This is just the truth. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like this, but the Most High told us in Baruch 4:3, he says, give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. What's profitable to us? Us keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High, having faith in Him, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. This is what you have to do. Everybody got to lock into that. You don't lock into that. You don't lock into them because remember, all the gods of the nations are what? Idols. So if you're dealing with someone that's dealing with idolatry, then you're gonna follow that same suit eventually. You're gonna fall prey to it. Remember, it says they making moves. They're making moves to get you to do what? Follow what they want. Be like they want you to be. And not the right way or the righteous way of the Most High, keeping His law, statutes, commandments. They're not with that. That's why He said, don't even keep your path away from her. Don't even go near her door to go in. She can invite you in. You know what it says in verse 8? Proverbs 5 and 8. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh, which means near the door of her house. Lest thou give thine honor unto others. Most I said, don't do that. And thy years unto the cruel. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth. That's what happens. We, like you look at a lot of celebrities, they marry out of their race, and their wealth is going to them, back to them. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth. That's true. They die, all their wealth go back to the other nations. And thy labors be in the house of a stranger. Your labors, everything you've done, accumulated millions, they accumulate millions and so forth, go back to the house of a stranger, back to their people. And thou mourn at the last, when the flesh and thy body are consumed. Can't do nothing about it then. You don't want to listen. This from the Most High. You're going to be mourning though. You're going to be sad. And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof? You heard the instruction. It's clear. He's telling you. You see what happened to King Solomon. You didn't heard it, because I brought it forth. And say, how have I hated instruction? You're a fool. And my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Somebody's still dealing with heathens. Some of you don't want to listen to your teachers or instructors. Proverbs 7 and 6. For at the window of my house I looked through my chessmen. He looked through the window, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. A young man didn't have the understanding. Passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. Seeing she was passing through the street near her corner, coming out, she was outside near her corner, and this young man, void of understanding, went away to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot. Met a woman with the attire of a harlot, and subtile of heart, subtile of mind, real crafty and cunning and slick, and sneakily. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without. Now is in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. She lied in wait at every corner, seeing who she can catch. Remember, she's movable. Remember, it says she's movable. So she caught him and kissed him. And with an impudent face, she said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I was looking for you. Now I found you. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. My bed is decked out. I found you. I finally found you. And my bed is all decked out. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. It's smelling so good. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. Come, and let's have ultimate, intimate, sexual intercourse until the morning. In this bed I have prepared for you. For the good man is not at home. He has gone a long journey. My husband is not home. He's gone a long journey. He's gone out of town. He's not going to be around for a while. So come, you can get it. It's all yours. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. He has money with him. He's going to come back on a certain day that I know he's coming back. He says he's coming back on this day. This is when he's coming back. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. Remember, it's flattery with her lips. With her fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, there it is, she forced him. Just by her conversation. And winking of the eyes and all of that. Just, she got all those beautiful smelling ointments on her bed. You know she probably have it on herself too. Look at Ecclesiastes 26 and 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Let's see. You know it, you know it, you know it. So she making moves. Proverbs 6:7 and 21. Proverbs 7:21. With her much fair speech, she causes him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goes after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or a fool to the correction of the stocks. You would say, comparing you to an ox that's going to be killed in the slaughter, or a fool at correction of the stocks, being put in chains or in wooden stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, through a dart through his liver, as a bird hastens to the snare, get caught in a trap, a bird getting caught in a trap, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Don't know that it's for his life. Say, hearken unto me, now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart, which is your mind, decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. I mean, this is him telling you, as a youth. He had the right understanding, King Solomon, he had the right understanding. But when he got old, it left him. These are examples. As you get older, you got to look at the examples that we have of the old and what they did, so we don't make the same mistakes. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. So you're going astray when you follow her path. And it's like the dog licking up his own vomit and the pig wallowing in his mud, in his flop that you heard in the word tonight. For she hath cast down many wounded. Hear that? She has cast down many wounded, taking you out of the way, making you go astray of the path of life. Everlasting life is talking about. For she hath cast down many wounded. She done had many men that she done wounded. Yeah, many strong men have been slain by her. Many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way of hell. Hear that? Her house is the way of hell, brothers. Going down to the chambers of death. Going down to the chambers of death. That's serious. That's why you look at, you end up there, when the judgment come, death got to give up those that it has hold to. Like hell got to give up those that it has a hold to for the judgment. Her house is the way of hell, to hell. Why he told you. Don't go into her, even at her door, to go into her house. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. That's deep. Proverbs 9. And 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. Clamorous. Look up that word, clamorous. Clamorous. This foolish woman who don't fear the Most High, because fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools hate knowledge and instruction. So a foolish woman is clamorous. What's clamorous? Let's look it up. It's a loud outcry, a hubbub, a vehement expression of discontent. Wow, clamorous. Loud and big-mouthed. A foolish woman, this is Proverbs 9 and 13. A foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple, and knoweth nothing. That's what it's saying. A foolish woman is clamorous, big-mouthed, talk a lot. She is simple and knoweth nothing. For she sitteth at the door of her house on a seat in the high places of the city. She full of folly. To call passengers who go right on their ways. Call passengers who go right on their way. Calling those that pass by. Who trying to go to where they trying to go to. It says, whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. If you simple, turn in hither. And as for him that wanteth understanding, she says to him, you want understanding? So what she gonna tell you? Stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. Remember he says, we already said, she's going to lead them straight to hell and death. That's the end result. That's the verdict. That's the end result. That's you simple. You go into her and those that lack the understanding of the judgment that's coming to them, gonna find themselves being pulled out of death or pulled out of hell for the judgment to be cast into the lake of fire. That's her job. That's her purpose. And she do it through lust of the flesh. And men be caught up in it because they have that same spirit on them. To be caught up in it, you're a fool too. Look at Proverbs 30 and 18. Proverbs 30:18. There be three things which are too wonderful for me, yea, four which I know not. First one, the way of an eagle in the air. Second one, the way of a serpent upon a rock. Third one, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea. Fourth one, and the way of a man with a maid. See? The way of a man with a maid. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. Hear that? Such is the way of an adulterous woman. An adulterous woman is a woman that's married, that goes outside of her marriage that we're just reading about and lays with another man. It's pretty much what we covered so far. Or a whorish woman or a harlot. Just a moment.